Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer and this is the UK Northern Powerhouse and Transport Fever 2. This is going to be episode number 39 in the series, and in this episode we're going to be heading back over towards Liverpool because I'd like to get some of the Mersey rail network in place. It's going to be tricky, but I would like to make a start on that. We haven't got class 507, 508 yet, or PEPs available. I think somebody is working on one, but they're not available yet. So I think for now I might just use a 421 or something like that, just in its place while waiting for the actual stock to be released. We are just looking at this Humber suspension bridge, which we built in the last episode. I've made a few changes to it. I've got rid of that hideous junction that I built for most of that episode and just replaced it with a roundabout. I know it's not what's there in real life, but it just looks better in this particular instance. It's still in the orange colour because that mod to change the colour of the bridges needs to be updated, I think. I've added some of these blocks here. I think they're from the actual girder pack, the girder bridge pack, and they just look like what would be the anchor blocks for the cables themselves, because it looked a bit unrealistic, looked a bit silly with the cables just ending into the viaduct. They would end up in an anchor block, which is either usually underground or in a big huge concrete cavern, and all the cables come down and obviously they get anchored to this to hold up the weight of the bridge. So I've added those to make it look a little bit better. It's not getting hugely used, it's not massively busy, but it's you know, it's there. There's a few cars been using this road here between what we've got connections between Hull, obviously New Holland, coming down to Barnetby, Scunthorpe, and then up to Driffield. So a few of those motorists will probably be using this bridge, so it has a purpose as well as just looking nice. So that's there now. Now what we want to do is head over towards Liverpool. We're still in 2011, so I haven't progressed time forward too much, or at all really, since the last episode. Now this is where the fun begins. So we've got Liverpool Lime Street up here. Now we're only going to have one station, pretty much like I did in the West Coast Challenge that I did. Hopefully it might be a little bit more straightforward, but I don't know. For Liverpool we're only going to have one station, like I just said, because of just the space constraints of trying to get everything in. But we are going to have the loop replicated. I think I just want to pause the game actually. The game looks like it's struggling with this station. Now we've got radius. What's that? I know. How long does it want to be? It only wants to be, I think I only want it 140. I know Liverpool Lime Street isn't curved in real life, but this just might help get the station connected up correctly with the actual loop. So it only needs to be one single track. Let's just put that in there. Then the only problem is that doesn't look like it's going to be deep enough, if I'm honest, but we'll give it a try anyway. So what I want to do is use these third rail tracks. I'm not sure if catenary wants to be on or not. I've got so many different sections of track, I'm not sure which one's which, because one of them has no catenary and the other one does, so we will have to just double check. But we're going to try and put that in there. That's got a toll, that's not what we want. Just want this to be, obviously it needs to be deep enough in order to go underneath the river, but at the same time I don't want it to be massively deep underground, so something like that maybe. Now let's just see if we can connect up with that. They would probably not, I think is going to be the answer, but let's just take a look. How far off are we? Too much slope, too much curvature, too much slope, too much of everything, too much slope. Right, so let's get rid of all that. That's just in the way, so I'm going to have to do it, I think, by eye. Yeah, get rid of that and then give another whirl, I think. So something maybe like that, possibly, and then we'll just try and get rid of that. Maybe if we just too much curvature. Come on, just right. Okay then, maybe not. So if we bring a curve, it's not going to be quick by any means, unfortunately, but that's just the nature of it. I don't think the loop line is that quick anyway. No, the station's still not deep enough. Really? I would have thought that would be deep enough. The only issue with this is you having to guess all the time. The station won't snap to track that's underground. As far as I've tried it, this is actually my second go of this. It didn't go particularly well, so let's just bring that. Where's that? Maybe we go right down to there, maybe a bit further. Maybe let's give that a go. Just whiz that over there. So that is actually, that's connecting up to there. So far so good. And then we'll continue a straight bit of track, not in a tunnel. No, not having it. Maybe this, maybe all the way back here to about there. Maybe it'll let us have a tunnel and then rise that tunnel up. So we'll have a little section of tunnel there, and then I don't think it's not going to let us just attach that straight to there, is it? No. So what we'll do is bring track off here. I mean, this is as difficult as it was for Transport Fever 1. The underground system is no better than Transport Fever 1, in all honesty. It is still a pain, but we can at least get that into there. Hopefully that's all fine. So that was relatively painless. Now we just need to finish this building off. So it's actually in roads, and then it's in that one there, and then just connect that up like that. Click on that, click finish, and hopefully that should be Liverpool Lime Street lower, like so. Good. Right, so now that's that bit done. Now for the next bit, is that tunnel is probably actually in the wrong direction, so let's just whiz that over there, underground please, to there. Can I just whiz that onto there? 54.49, that's not too bad, that's not horrific. Can I start bringing this up? I can, but I don't know how deep it is. It's very deep is the answer to that. So get that into there. A little section of single bore, because the Merseyrail tunnel under the Mersey is single bore as far as I'm aware. And the next thing, we want another building, but we want radius. How'd you go to no radius? I don't want any turn on it at all. There. And actually we can, this needs 2 platforms, and actually, which way is that sloping? You can actually slope the station as well, which is handy. And it wants to be, I think it wants to be a little bit under the river, and we'll just see, where's, I don't know where. See, this is the thing, when you're building the station, you can't see the track. And actually I think saving it might be a good thing, because the last time I was playing around with the underground stations it did actually crash, so we will save it now. Right, okie dokie, so that's saved. Now we go back to this. Now we don't want station, I want track, so I can actually see where my actual track is. So it is, maybe if I build a street, so that's where my track is, I think, like that. And then what we're doing now, station, so building, station. Now drop, which way are we sloping? We're sloping the wrong way, so spin that round, and then if we line it up with that a little bit, might help us, and then drop that until it's not. So maybe, no, it's still way off, isn't it? Maybe I should have counted out how many times I pressed down. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's hit the bottom. Right, so no, wiggly, it's not joining up. So let's, oh, maybe actually I think we've got it. It's not fast and it's not pretty, but it will do the job. And then I think I'll get this track in first. So there's, unfortunately it's got to be separated like this, but it's not the end of the world. This track actually wants to be flat. Can I get a little bit off? No, not like that. So join that up to there, and then coming off there we want another section wants to continue flat as well. Now the only problem with this is we're not going to be able to see what that looks like until what you're colliding with. Not going to be able to see what this junction actually looks like until we actually take a ride underground, but this is for the branch that goes off towards West Kirby, so we need to get this junction in now basically. It's actually connected up. I wish you could see. It's probably not going to be pretty under there, they never really are. Just fine, just demolish everything. No, what the heck? This is really far underground. That does need to be level, just so I can get that into there. Too much slope. Shouldn't be any slope. Too much curvature. Too much of everything. Get rid of that then. Fine. Okie dokie. So we'll bring that one off first. On the level. Good. And then just no. Fine. Connect. Just connect like that. Really wish I could see what that looks like. It's not going to be pretty. Right, and then this track here is going to start coming up aggressively over towards here. So it wants to come up as quickly as physically possible to there. Still pretty far underground, but I just want to demolish all this. There's a bus stop there, that's fine. Right, so get this out. Now the only problem here is we haven't got a tunnel portal. I don't know why. But maybe if we... This is probably not a good idea. Maybe if we come off there and then did that, then we get a tunnel portal. Not sure why it doesn't work the other way around, but it's working, so I'm going to take it, and then what I want is a station. Not going to use an underground station for this. I am actually going to use this NL thingy one, so 120 catenary, no. Dump that in there. Now I know it's ugly and really in a big crevice, but this is supposed to represent Green Lane, so it is in a cutting. So we'll have that. Just get rid of all this road. Yeah, get rid of the bus stop as well, and all this road here. And then if we just level, maybe a little bit higher, like so. Now what I've subscribed to, and I don't know where they are actually, is the modular. Actually, what I want to do is get this. Get that connected up. So we're going to have to put a road in. So street, where are you? Just standard. It shouldn't be. Alright, okay, we've got that bit of road. No, I want the road. I don't want to delete that station because it took so much effort to get in place. Just the road. Come on. Right. Delete the road. Good. Chuck that across there like that. Good. And I might, yeah. Birkenhead's it's a bit further north. Birkenhead, Hamilton Square this would be, is a bit further north than it really ought to be, but it's about as best as we're going to get, I think. And then I just want to put in the actual station stairs to it. Just chuck that in there. Finalise that, and that should all be joined up nicely. And that is, no, it's not. Yeah, Hamilton Square, isn't it? Is it? Yeah, Hamilton Square. And this is Green Lane, which is this building here. So we've got the Tranmere Royal Terminal, we've got, I guess you might call that Camel Aired Shipbuilders, so it is sort of in the right sort of area, so that's all good. And now we're going to put a road along here and another one along there. Buildings, no. Now where do these, what's that? That's one of them, that's one of them. Maybe it is, if I can figure, possibly. Now there was these modular things, fences, elevated, no. Oh, there we are, extended. Right, so pretty sure I saw somebody do this. but that's colliding, so okay, right, now what? That's done something really weird to the platform. Right, so get that up there, and then what? I don't know. And I haven't looked how this works, to be honest, which probably I should have done. We'll get rid. Maybe if we get rid of the road, and then we can start taking a look at this. So configure. What was it? Extended. Oh, that's good. All my tracks have disappeared to nothing. Fantastic. I'm not sure if that's because of the update or because the. So if I do that, that gets rid of the platform, which is not what I want really. Yeah, if I do that, it gets rid of the platform segment. So how do we join these things up to that? Maybe if we do platform and misc. Did I see something? Passenger platform. Okay, maybe not. NL, where's the NL? That one. Perhaps if we put that in and then chuck that in there. Yeah. It's not really what I was after, but it works to a certain extent, I think. It gets us up above ground level anyway. Can I put in, I guess you must have to have segments on which to put stuff, but it's not too bad, it's workable. Right, so I want it to be that level anyway. And street, and then can I, from that point, put a street in? I guess actually saying that we don't need, no, wrong, don't be clicking that. Configure, we don't need this one, or do we? Yeah, we'll have it on both sides. We'll have the road on. It's not, I mean, none of this is realistic in any sort of sense of the word anyway, but just chuck that into there, have that nice and level, and then delete some more of Birkenhead, why not, and chuck in some road to there, and then just, can that hook up? No, it's too high off the ground, so a bit more demolition, connect that up to that maybe. Can that connect to that without looking horrendous? It's not the best. It doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look awful. I think with road on this game, I think that's probably usually the best you can hope for. Not awful. But yeah, we'll get some of Birkenhead back anyway. I think with this particular area, I think in Birkenhead in general, as you're coming down towards the River Mersey, the streets actually really are quite steep as they come down towards like the Rock Ferry Green Lane area. So I mean, that is really not that steep, even compared to what's there in real life. So, oh damn, I was looking for the undo button, but there isn't one, so we are in trouble. Damn. Can I raise that? Good, right. So, don't be playing around with the smooth button too close, because we're underwater. So that hasn't really been fixed in the update, so we'll just smooth this little bit out, because we want to get the development back here, but we don't want to go too far, right? And then, yeah, I've broken, oh yeah, I've got a truck route in, haven't I? So this actually does go back in a tunnel, a little bit of a tunnel, which is going uphill as steeply as possible, like that. So that's all fine. And then I'm actually going to use, can I use the, where does that live? I've got the road, but no, don't. I thought I had a similar one for track. Maybe, where does it live? No, I'm just going to have to go in with track and sort out the third rail at a later stage. So wiggle that over to that sort of direction. Still really quite far underground, but never mind. And then maybe get rid of some of this road. It's a little, I think it's a little bit better than the last time I tried anyway with the, no, not a tunnel, with the West Coast Challenge, but it's still not as good as it can be, I don't think. But yeah, we just, no, wrong one. That one. No, wrong one. That one. So that's that. Now can I, assets, make this look a little bit better? Oh, there's some here as well. Oh, right. Don't know entirely how they work, but useful to know anyway. So 40, 18. I think that's as collision off. So it's just going to have to be just there. But we're going to have to start from the stairs, aren't we? Something like that. I mean, it's not fantastic, but I think it just makes it look a little bit better. Just merge that into there until that's coming down. Why collision? Collision off, please. Thank you. Something like that. And then again, we'll do the same on this side. Oh, so we could have get rid of that. Yes. And that. So we can have this right up to here until that does that, and then another 20, something like that, and then just to do this by eye, just try and make sure it's all nicely lined up on the height, something like that. Is that, no, it's still a bit lower, but I think I'll live with it. I'm not don't want to spend too much time on this. Something like, I'm not sure how I'm going to backfill between the road and the actual wall, but I'll worry about that later. Just want it in place. That's much lower. That's the only thing when you're doing this and when you're moving around, it's adjusting the height, so you get it from one reference point and then you can't see it from the other. So is that definitely 18? It is, isn't it? That looks like it's floating. Why is that? No, that's floating as well. Right, so what I'll have to do is I'll have to put a secondary section down. So put the first bit in like that, and then put that bit in there like that. Put the two 20s in like so, and then just line that up. He says, yeah, that's right, good. And then, right, so I think we want to be, no, that's far too high, so maybe if we do that one there, we're going to have a bit of the wall below glitching in, unfortunately, but I think it's the only way we're going to be able to do this. Something like that. And then a 20 on the end here, and I will figure out something with the terrain later at a later stage. I mean, Green Lane Station really is this grim. It's one of the more grim stations on the Merseyrail network. It's not somewhere you want to be alone at night anyway. It is. It's quite a bit like this. It's not identical to this, but it is. Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? Gives you a little bit of a flavour of Green Lane if it's not like accurate anyway. That's not accurate at all. Something like that. What's that look like? Still off. Right, can I come down a little bit like that and then just get? No, not pressing shift. That's not going to help either. Really fiddly. All this just for one station. Good. 20. Just chuck this on the end quickly, and I think I will call it a day on that one. I think I'll do a bit more work, I think, with Green Lane. But yeah, at least it's got some stairs. That's pretty good, actually. I'm not too unhappy with that. Maybe some properties might come and spawn here and maybe fill that space, perhaps. But we've got that in. You've got a bit of a river going on there. Can I, because I put the wall in, can I raise the terrain behind it? Maybe. Not really. At least it's getting rid of that water. So we haven't got a huge deal done, but we've got a little bit. We've got two of the more awkward things done. So we've got Liverpool Lime Street lower, we've got the loop line in, and then the next little bit is just going to be the Wirral line off towards Ellesmere Port, one down to Chester, one to Bidston, West Kirby, and obviously you've got the Merseyrail network on the Liverpool side then, but I'm not going to do it all over the next couple of episodes. I might do a little bit off camera and then come back to the Merseyrail network in a few episodes time, but I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to say until next time, bye bye.